But we're going to move on now. We're going to move on to a fantastic topic, which I think everyone, well, I know everyone can chip in on. I saved this for the second topic. Oh my God, the Godzilla -1 trailer dropped. Oh my God, I want to talk about it.
Yeah, I knew we were going to talk about
Oh no,
this.
they say he's got to go.
Godzilla. Right. I want to hear everyone's thoughts. I'm going to go clockwise. So, Culture, what are your thoughts on the Godzilla -1 trailer?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's perfect. It's exactly what you need. And everything in there is that if you're trying to make this thing look real and be believable, they did it. I took clips that I thought were wonderful of just the monster in action. And literally, I mean, the scene where he's stepping down on people and vehicles.
You mean this scene where the physics are correctly applied, where he steps,
I know.
And then, oh, sorry, what happens? Oh, the floor gives way, and then, oh, shockwave. Oh, there's people floating in the air. Oh my God, there's people. Anyway, sorry, right. Sorry, what were you saying?
That's it. I mean, it's that. And then when he goes to take a bite out of the subway train, I was like losing my stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna grab all these clips, and that's what we're gonna use for the stinger today. So I was
I cannot believe it. Look at the people.
And the way they put the trailer together, right, gives you just enough to whet your appetite, but it doesn't spoil anything. It's so good. And the sound design was great in the trailer. It was well done.
Oh, man. Done. I love it. It's not American style CG, and I don't know what it is about it that it doesn't quite look right to me, but it still looks amazing and spectacular.
Well, it's important to note on this official trailer, they literally say that Takashi Yamazaki, the director, I think that's the right name off the top of my head, did the VFX, the script, and the direction for the whole thing.
Man, I just think about this corporate stuff that we've been dealing with over here. This art by committee.
This. It looks very real.
Oh, look at that.
None of this Marvel couldn't organize a shit in a toilet. Look at this.
I wonder how much they spent on that.
All right? They couldn't organize a piss up in a brewery, for goodness sake. All right? They're jokers. Look at this. What a stark image. When we talk about cinematography, right? This could be a poster. Every single frame of this trailer could be anyway, I digress. Keep going, Jonas. Sorry.
No, I just playing something like this in slow motion. Usually that's on the American side of things with the special effects. That's usually where it falls apart. It's where it looks dumb. And no, this actually looks better in slow motion, which is really saying something. I wonder if I like this more because obviously, I know some Japanese people. I don't think any of them are in this movie. I don't recognize any of the actors, so I'm completely transported. And I don't know anybody's weird politics. It's just pure entertainment, and that's awesome. Oh, that's beautiful. Or that shot of him. That's been done. Godzilla Under the Water has been done, but I've never seen it look so fantastic.
That's so great.
Yeah. Well, just straight from the off, like it's so visceral. Everything looks. There's no. Look, obviously it's a giant bloody monster, right? I get it. But there's no sense where you're looking at this. Tom's disappeared. Where you gone, Tom? There's no sense where this is sort of taking me out of it. Like, oh, this is VFX, And I'm like, oh, this isn't real. It all looks highly real to me. Again, I know it's not real. I'm aware. But does it just look absolutely fantastic? Like the physics of it works, everything works, the way the camera moves and the shockwaves. Like I said in my when I did the trailer reaction, was even just this stuff, right? So as you get into it, kind of got to show it in slow motion, but everyone's running around, and just the jerkiness and quickness of the camera. It is not quick focus. It's just it's got to move around. And even that alone is like hyper reality. It's like, oh my God, everyone's terrified. It perfectly encapsulates what would happen if this was actually happening in real life. I mean, look, you can barely see anything, but you get a real sense of what is going on. They've done a very good job of nailing that, I think.
How much do you think it cost for them to make this? Because I'm going to imagine
God,
it is
I've
a
got
lot
no idea.
less than American films.
But even this, look. Oh, yeah, it's going to be tiny by comparison. But look at the way the camera moves. Like, they've just... because there was one scene as well, specifically where the... what was
Looks
it?
like about 150 million, according to what I'm seeing here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can believe that. I think that's all right.
Man, this thing was shot full frame. I mean,
Was that you, Tom, or was that the trailer?
Of course
playing?
it was me.
It's perfect. There's nothing like that sound.
Where was this shot? Goodness me!
Now
Where it
I need
looks
the
like,
sound effect. Yeah.
Where he looks like he's like his skin's kind of coming off of him.
It's absolutely ripped apart. I mean, they've nailed this. Like, look at the embers as they glow and shift when he moves. Jeez. All right, Tom, we haven't heard from you, bud. What do you think of the trailer?
Oh fuck! I can't wait. I can't
I think
wait.
they've nailed it.
I mean, I'm such a Godzilla fan that I even got bootlegs because you can't get this one anywhere. I mean, yeah. No, I'm looking forward to this. Looks really good.
looks so good. I'm just, I was blown away. I'm like, wow, that looks great. I love big monster movie. I love kaiju. This could be a good time.
It looks like they're really bringing the horror back, and that's what they needed to do. They really have brought the horror back to Godzilla here.
Yeah, and you think you're gonna get a great people storyline here?
I think there will be a certain element. Like, there's clearly an interpersonal story there, but the focus isn't that. Like, it's very much the allegory of what Godzilla represents and what's going on. And it looks very clearly like you've got like a Serizawa type here. He's probably the Dr. Serizawa. Oh, I can't. There you go. Sorry. Dr. Serizawa here. This chap here is probably Dr. Serizawa. Like, it looks like they're going to do an oxygen destroyer type situation, I reckon. Again here.
Like the original film.
Yeah, like I reckon so. And then there's the thought process as well. Like, what's the meaning behind Godzilla -1? Because the director, or Toho anyway, said, and they even say in this trailer, you know, at the end of the World War II, Japan is back down to 0, and then Godzilla comes and renders them at -1. You know, an economic state of -1, a societal state of -1.
Yeah,
but I think there's something to be said that, you know, there's some interesting dialogue here where they say, where is it? You're a disgrace. And then they say, that monster is never going to forgive us. That monster, here you go. Right, here you go. I'm not showing you. There you go. That monster, fucking I'm a little bit drunk, guys, will never forgive us. There you go. And so that as well, like, does that mean that there's 2 Godzillas? Because there was a rumor that there was two kaiju in this movie. Is one Godzilla's friend? Did they nuke him? And then that's -1, and that adds another sort of layer of melancholy,
or a mate, maybe.
A precise, yeah, absolutely.
And not only that, like, yeah, like what she's saying here may also be referring to the fact that, you know, the whole thing is just retribution for the way they acted in the war.
Yeah.
And like at this point, like, yeah, the US, we could maybe forgive them over time, but there's no way Godzilla is going to forgive. You know, it's like a force of nature, is what she's saying. Yeah,
absolutely. So, I mean, I look at it from the perspective of, I think that there's something to be said that there's a more sort of melancholy, deeper, like a double meaning.
Oh, this feels like a very I don't maybe earnest is the term I'm looking for, but it's full of allegory and whatever, like the original film is, but it takes it even more seriously than the original film did. I mean, the first film, if you watch it, that original Godzilla, I mean, people forget through all the goofiness that came out of all the sequels, they think of Godzilla as kind of this, you know, weird thing and whatever. No, you go watch that original movie. It is dark. That first film is
massively.
pretty dark. I mean, it's got a lot of killing and maiming, and the whole point of it is like this is the uprising after the bomb. This is what happened, and now Japan's being punished again basically for the whole thing. Is kind of like
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, there you go. I personally cannot wait for this film. I hope it gets. I know it's getting a theatrical release in the States. I hope it gets a theatrical release in the UK. I think if Toho don't have that, it's not through lack of trying. I think it will be a case that they just couldn't secure distribution, because I think that they've been very smart and that they've allowed Legendary to raise the profile of Godzilla.
Well, it sounds like it's coming out in December, and they have to have it out in the US by December. That's the deal.
It's like November in the Japan, and then it's
but I know I thought I heard it comes out in December here, so they are getting it out here. As long as they get it out this year, that's the only thing they got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Any closing thoughts on that, guys?
Looking forward to it. I hope I get a chance to see it. I already have a hard enough time to see regular movies. Hopefully a theater in Madison gets that, I would hope. And,
I'll see this very, very early on. Oh, we have a new guest joining us.
Ooh.
There he is.
Surprise!
He asked me for the link.
Good morning.
Really, the bloody flow. Andre, do you want to talk about Godzilla -1?
Yeah, sure. Happy to talk about Equalizer afterwards, because I saw the third without having seen the first two. Godzilla -1. I think it looks fantastic. I'm actually really, really looking forward to it, and that is really rare because I'm not a fan of kaiju movies.
Well, you guys might actually get a chance to see it before us, actually.
Yeah. So I respect the original Godzilla. I find all of the other Japanese Godzilla movies between the original and up until Shin Godzilla to be utterly unwatchable. I think the legendary there we go. I think the legendary Godzilla movies, or like the monsterverse, it's just not for me. I think it's boring. I don't like the tone. Honestly, I prefer the Sony's 98 Godzilla to that. And then there's Shin Godzilla. I freaking love Shin Godzilla. Now that's a masterpiece. It's one of the best remakes there's ever been, because it does, there Tom's got it. I like that 98 movie better than the 2014 one from Legendary.
Oh, I got them all.
Yeah. But Shin Godzilla,
unless it's not on disc, I don't have it.
Shin Godzilla, man, that's a masterpiece. One of the best remakes ever, because what it does is that it does exactly the same thing that the original Godzilla did, only it applies it to a different event. Whereas the original Godzilla was about the bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Plus, and this is as important, if not more, the Happy Dragon, or whatever that boat was called, that got nuked when they did like that test bombing. And that boat crew were like...
A Lucky Dragon is what they call it in the Godzilla. I don't know what it was.
Okay, yeah. Something like that. Happy, Lucky. Anyway, it's a name that certainly was not reflective of reality. If anything, they were asking for trouble. But of course, you did get like a Happy Dragon in the guise of Godzilla to come from it. But basically, Shin Godzilla then is about Fukushima instead of that. And that is what is so brilliant. It's one of the best satires ever, because basically Godzilla is the parallel for Fukushima, and then you have all this emphasis on the Japanese government. Well, that's exactly what happened with Fukushima. The government were really, really slow to react. They were way too busy discussing which department is this under, and okay, we need to discuss this in a parliamentary meeting. Yeah. So we need to step over to this other room and have a meeting there. Oh, we now have figured out something else. Now we need to go to this room and have a meeting there.
It's all about making meetings. Yeah.
While
the world is falling around them. Yeah.
Exactly. And finally, this is something they also did with Fukushima, which they also got the right in the movie. It's like when things got really serious, then they went into these blue overalls. And I don't quite know the significance, but apparently that is something that strikes fear into the heart of the Japanese, because when their leaders step into those blue overalls, that's when I know now the situation is well and truly fucked. And then all the imagery of all the driftwood and stuff like that came when Godzilla in his earlier forms was like walking through the streets of Tokyo and stuff like that. Again, that was just straight up images of Fukushima, so nailed it completely. And this movie up here now, I hope that it's going to tonally be something more like Shin Godzilla, because that movie made me a
it's
fan of
very
Toho's
serious
Godzilla.
tone, I think.
That's what I mean. I
Very
like
serious.
it. I like it. I saw that trailer and I like what I see in it. And it only goes to show me that the only ones who can do Godzilla and can do it right are the Japanese. They had the right idea in 1954, but technology wasn't there, and so they kept on trying and failing for the next half a century, and then they nailed it again with Shin Godzilla, and maybe now, as far as I'm concerned, this may be the third good Godzilla movie.
I think this will be one of the best, if not
Yeah.
the best. I genuinely reckon so. I mean, the VFX alone, they're incredible. The physics, absolutely brilliant. Really, really good.